Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's another one. It's your boy, Corey, aka Valedictorian. This is Head of Class Sessions, and we're going to talk about this. Is going to be a quick one, I swear. The other two that I had, they were a little long. My other one, because I had to kind of, touch on things, but this one's going to be real quick, I promise you. I've noticed that, like, whether it's online or if it's in real life, like, I've actually been sidelined watching a lot of debates or things that turn into arguments and things that are discussions that turn into arguments. And there's a word that I think people just use kind of loosely, man. They're pretty loose with it. Like I think almost to a point where they're misusing the word or they don't really know the definition of the word when a person is, simply responding. It's like you're triggered. Triggered. I know on the one video I said I gave a trigger warning, and I meant that, like, triggering, if you to trigger somebody during a discussion, to me, it's where you say something that is so against how they believe that it forces them into an action, right? I don't even look at a person raising their voice. Like, I've seen these podcasts, man, and, either the guy will say something or the woman will say something, and the guy will respond or the woman will respond, and the person who says it, is like, ooh, did I trigger you? Are you triggered? You're so triggered. A lot of times, folks, okay, it's where if a discussion is being had and I have my stance and the other person has theirs, if they say something to me that I don't either agree with or I feel that is wrong, right? To respond to them, a lot of times just responding will make that person say, "Oh, am I triggering you?" Like, it's almost now to where people don't even understand the definition of the word. They just say that because in that statement in itself, it's almost an indirect shaming tactic. Okay? It's where it's almost like they say that, trying to say that you can't control your emotions or you can't control yourself. It's an underhanded shaming tactic. And don't let nobody tell you any different. That's what it is. I'm the undisputed truth. I know these things, okay? So, what we need to do, I think, in response, like if I'm in a discussion or if I'm in a debate or whatever it is, and if I state my stance and the other person states their stance, and then I state a rebuttal or just a response to it, and then they come with oh, you must be triggered. Are you triggered? I don't know why I keep doing that voice. It's just funny to me. But yeah, if they say, oh, are you triggered? Just be matter of fact about it. Don't get into, because what most dudes do or what most women do on these podcasts and stuff, they fall right into the trap of getting into an argument mode. And then that most definitely shows that you maybe not be triggered, but you feel some kind of way about it. I would simply say, no, I'm just saying my responses. Are my responses triggering you? I would definitely ask that, because it's gotten to the point now where there's only a few spots and a few platforms where there's actual good dialogue going back and forth, good discussion, a good discourse going back and forth. All the rest of them is clickbait to me. That's just my opinion. It's just a lot of stuff that people want to have as much chaos, as much friction, and as much, going back and forth, the hollering and all that. Clickbait. There's a way that two people can be able to discuss how they feel about things or discuss their stances on things, and neither of them have to be labeled as triggered. I think that word, people have been using that word, like I said, as a shaming tactic. When all else fails, you just throw that out there like, man, we triggered you. We must have triggered you. And it also gives you a false sense of accomplishment. Like, okay, so you think that you've done something because I've responded back to what you said? No, I'm an intellectual guru. You got to use your mind, people. We have devolved to where simple discussion back and forth has created this thing where it's like you got to be all like, if you don't say certain things a certain way, or if you say certain things in a, raising your voice or whatever, people will automatically say it's a trigger. Like, no, I'm just responding passionately. And then see how they handle that. We gotta get down the definition of these words, man. Everybody just wants to use triggered. I'm like, no, ma'am, no, sir. I'm not triggered. I'm actually firmly planted on the ground. No one has shot me anywhere. That's it. We have the right to respond, men and women. But the problem is that in our responses, it just creates this byproduct of chaos. That's clickbait. And that's why you got all these things online where you got either the man versus the woman, or you have the man versus the man if they arguing about something, and people want to see that. It's almost like watching a train wreck. You can't take your eyes off, but it's bad. So let's come up with some different words, people. That's all. That's just my little nugget of advice. But that's all I'm going to leave you with, man. It's your boy, Valedictorian, a.k.a. Corey, a.k.a. the General, Hustle Hard ENT 79. Hey, man, I love y'all. Much love and peace. We rattling these things off, man. So hopefully I'll be getting close to the first season of my clips of Head of Class Sessions. I appreciate y'all rocking with me and viewing, just taking time out. Listen to your boy. Much love. Peace.